Hello everyone. The professional skills marks in AAA. The first skill which we are going to discuss today, that is communication skills. So the communication skills will be tested in your question number 1 of your exam. Now, how to, and there will be 4 marks for that. How to score these marks? What does examiner expect from you to do that you can get these marks? So basically, we can say that your answer should be in appropriate format, presentation form. It should be wording, concise and facts-based. And the third is follow examiner instructions. So we will talk about the 3 one by one. So 3 aspects you should keep in your mind. Appropriate presentation format. So since you are asked to write briefing notes in the question number 1 at planning stage of audit normally. So briefing notes, addressee, subject, and from, I'll draft it shortly. Addressee means to, from, and the subject. And then is the introduction paragraph. Introduction paragraph, basically, you briefly narrate what you are going to discuss in these briefing notes. And normally, they are all the requirements of the question. So you briefly tell that we are going to discuss audit risk, business risk have been evaluated, audit procedures have been discussed on, for example, research and development costs, and that's it. Means whatever the requirements of the question are there, they are outlined in the introduction paragraph. And then appropriate headings. So appropriate headings means headings, each requirement, for each requirement of the question, you make a heading. For example, evaluation of business risk, 1 heading. Audit, significant audit risk, 2nd heading, for example. 3rd, audit procedures on development cost, for example, and so on. So appropriate headings. And then subheadings for each heading. For business risk, whatever business risk you have identified, you will be discussing that. And each business risk will be given a subheading. For example, international operations. For example, that is subheading. After that, business risk. And other subheadings as well. And similar is case for the audit risk as well. And then conclusion paragraph at the end of all requirements, in which you briefly again tell what you have discussed above and highlighting significant risks to be considered at planning stage, for example, an audit program, audit procedures. So whatever you have done above, you give a concise in small paragraph in conclusion, highlighting a few points from that. And then is second point, it should be concise. Concise means you should not use too many repetitions of the words and the sentences and the facts. Yes, but you will utilize the facts to evaluate, and you will write scenario-based answer. Scenario-based. Utilizing the facts means scenario-focused your answer should be. And then there will be a professional write-up. The next point means that you should be utilizing appropriate audit wording. And it should be like that: professional judgment, skepticism, risk of material misstatement. That's audit evidence. These are the wording you will specifically equip yourself while studying audit. So you should utilize that wording over there. And one more thing in the professional write-up is that you should focus to whom you are addressing in the report, in the briefing notes. For example, majority of the cases, this is addressed to the audit partner, briefing notes. So to audit partner, you will not be explaining what the audit risk actually is. What is meant by audit risk? I mean, definition of that, or what is a self-interest threat. Rather, you will assume the audit partner has this basic knowledge. You just have to apply it to scenario and tell him explaining the situation. And the third is follow examiner instructions. Following the examiner instructions means, we say normally examiner says explain audit risks from exhibit 3 and 4. So you have to pick audit risk only from those exhibits, not from 5, not from 2, only from the relevant exhibits. And sometimes they say you should not discuss the audit risk regarding the, for example, biological assets. In one of the past papers they said. So you will not be discussing biological assets in the audit risk. So you have to follow what examiners say. Or in some past papers they say, do not discuss or plan audit risk for the discuss audit risk related to the disclosures. So you will not be discussing those audit risks over there. So let us go through the past paper and have an idea of what we have discussed recently. This is the past exam paper, March-June 20, latest past paper available on the ACCA website. So we will be opening the examiner requirements. You see here. They say the requirements are, first of all, I'll be opening the briefing notes from here as well. Yes. So, first of all, the briefing notes format. 2. Here, 2, it will be response to this person, the audit partner. We will simply, I have just copy pasted the name. Yes. And then from audit manager, and then date, subject, that is audit planning. Yes, you can simply copy it. Yes. This is the all right. So it is, this is the audit planning. Now, the next is the date. 1st July 20x5. So this is the format starting of the briefing notes. And then there will be an introduction paragraph. Introduction paragraph. Yes. Then there will be the first requirement, that is the significant risk of material misstatement. So that is the first heading is significant risk of material misstatements. Then B, the second heading will be audit procedures on impairment of the theme park rights. Then the next heading is, yes, auditor responsibility related to money laundering. Yes. C part. Auditors responsibility related to money laundering. And for example, D part is, that is evaluation of weaknesses in Pascal's, evaluation in weakness of weaknesses. Yes. Venus Pascal's acceptance of evaluation of, yes, acceptance procedure of audit. Yes, and recommend improvement. So the second heading for which it will be a heading recommendation. Yes. So this is how, and the last one is conclusion paragraph. So you see here, this is how this all headings will be given. Then there will be subheadings. For example, whatever significant risk of material misstatement. Now, one more thing over here. They say from the exhibit 2, 3, and 4, you need to design A and B part. So they are asking you to limit your answer certain exhibit, right? Now, so this is how you will be doing. Now, introduction paragraph, I will write that for you people as well. Now, in these briefing notes, or following briefing notes, includes, yes, they include evaluation of significant risk of material misstatements. To be considered in audit planning of the infinite company. Yes. So the infinite company. Now, audit procedures to be performed on impairment of theme park rights. Theme park rights. Moreover, the audit responsibility, the auditor's responsibility with respect to money laundering and indicators of money laundering have been evaluated for the infinite company. So this is another heading we have to give, is, which I missed at the start. Yes. Now, lastly, the audit acceptance of procedure of Pascal and Company has been evaluated or reviewed along with the recommendations for improvements of the same. Yes. So you see, only requirements, only the requirements are there. So yes, one thing we can add here, which was responsibility, another heading over here. Yes, evaluation of indicators of money laundering. Yes, another, it will be another evaluation of the indicators by the infinite company. So these are all headings, and you know that this is how it has to be implemented. I hope it will help you people. Thank you. Take care. Goodbye.